ladies and gentlemen. Hope your weekend is good. Today, I want us to learn about financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is basically learning about money. How do you make money? And how do you make money work for you? There are some people you find that they do not make money. So their financial status is low because they do not have access to money. There are others you find that they make money, but money goes as fast as it comes to their pockets. We need to know about the art or the skill of financial intelligence. Financial intelligence involves several aspects. The first one is budgeting skills. Budgeting is a tool that will help you know where do I want to spend money and where will I get that money. It is not only where I'm going to spend money, even where am I going to get money. For example, come next year, we know that we shall pay school fees for our kids. If you have 3 kids to pay school fees for, let's say each kid you pay 20,000 shillings, for example, we are talking about 60,000 shillings. Come January, you are required to have 60,000 shillings. Today, October, I think mid-October, do you have money to pay that school fees? You plan in advance. Will I take a loan? Will I borrow from a friend? If I'm going to borrow, what will be the cost of that borrowing? That is budgeting. You also need to have investment knowledge. If I have money, sometimes you get money that you had not planned for. A salary increment, those who work in the government, you may have arrears of CBA. You get money that you are not planning for. Where do you put this money? This is an investment. You want to put money in a place that it will grow. Do not put a place money where inflation will beat it. Don't just make your money lie idly in your M-Pesa or your bank account and it will not earn you anything. Invest in somewhere that you know it will give you a return. What is that return that you're going to get? Is the return realistic or not? The other aspect is risk management. In this life, we talk about risk. Risk is the chances that you might lose your money or you might lose your income. The risk is based on several factors. What is your family size? You are a single person, another person has 4 children. The risk level is not the same. You are 60 years, another person is 30 years. The 30-year-old can take bigger risks. You are somebody with a background. You have so many people who depend on you. There is another person who don't have any one person to depend on them. So the risk that you take will be determined by those factors. And remember, we normally say that the higher the return, the higher the risk. So if you are investing in a project that is having very high returns, chances of getting also a very high risk is also a fact. You invest in agriculture. You pump 1 million shillings today. You might lose everything. You pump 300 shillings now. In 4 months, you may have made 2 million from that 300,000. It is high returns, high risk. The next aspect is financial analysis. You are looking at investments. You have looked their risk profiles and so on. They are at the same level of risk. They are the same level of returns. Take, for example, you want to invest in the stock market. Equity bank versus cooperative bank. Which one do you invest in? You look at the fundamentals. What is the return on assets for this equity bank against cooperative bank? What is the price earnings ratio of this bank against this bank? So at that time, you will do an analysis and you will be able, I've just given 2 examples of companies in the same industry. You may also compare maybe East African breweries versus cooperative bank. Which one do you think is best to invest in? You will do a risk analysis. The next aspect is debt management. Debt is good, but debt is also bad. We normally say that if you are not careful about debt, it will finish you. But if you are wise about debt, you will be able to do what we call financial leverage. You will grow your empire using other people's money. So for debt, you should not take so much debt that it will make you impossible to breathe or you cannot be able to swallow. You are in a very tight situation. What if something happens like COVID-19 came in 2020 and you have committed your entire pay slip and your employer says, I'm sorry, we cannot be able to continue paying you, or I'm sorry, we are on half pay. The next aspect is tax awareness or tax planning. Somebody who doesn't look at tax component is somebody who doesn't know the world we are operating in. Tax is part of our lives. How you need to know those aspects that are tax avoidable, those aspects that are you will be doing tax evasion, and you know tax evasion is illegal. What advantage can you take about the allowable deductions that the government has put in place? You want to do an investment that has a pension relief, you want to invest money where you have insurance relief, you can take advantage of these benefits the government is encouraging you to do or to do in these industries so that you can save in terms of tax. The next aspect in respect to financial intelligence that I will ask or I will discuss in the next class is how do you build your financial intelligence? Let me stop at that. Wish you well. Should you have any question, please feel free to engage me.